What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video for New Biology Clinic. I wanted to share an experience that I had. I know a lot of times I'm talking in regards to bigger topics, diving into the mindset, different things in regards to the anatomy and whatnot. But what I also talk a lot about with the clinic and a lot of the members, at least anyone that I've ever worked with, is this thing, and I've said it here as well, about taking the wins and paying attention to what your wins are. And I tell people all the time, I do not have all the answers. I'm not the most in shape person in the world. I don't have any secret code. Um, but I'm in the journey with you all. And I have the same experiences and I have the same ebbs and flows like everybody else. And because of that, I find myself, possibly getting hurt or having things that don't work out the way maybe I intended. But I try my best to use those as an opportunity to share as a learning experience for others, but also giving hopefully an eye to and a thought to, okay, maybe I can change how I perceive my own experiences. And what I mean by that is a win that I would consider happening last week. I went for a run, and on that run, it was nighttime. It was late in the night. I was running on the sidewalk. There was no one there, but I had my phone and I was checking my time or my phone to change a song that I was playing. Which again, once that light hit my eyes, I had no perception of what was in front of me. And little did I know, I caught the corner of the sidewalk, which was off with the grass. So I rolled my ankle pretty gnarly. It sent a shock up my leg. Definitely rolled it all the way, where it rolled inward. And realistically, in any other situation, majority of people, it probably would have broke something, if I'm being honest. And again, I'm not saying I'm bionic. I'm not saying I have any special powers or I have a secret code or anything like that. What I will say is that on my day to day and what I do every single day is as I always work on my feet. I always do rolling of my ankles, walking on the sides of my feet, very similar to that position, maybe not as extreme, but I definitely roll in and out, learning how to put my weight into those positions. Not because I think, well, someday I'm going to roll my ankle and this is why I'm doing it. No, I want to be strong in every which way of my joints. I want to be able to control any inputs that do come in, whether it's intentional or not. I want to be able to have that resilience and that adaptation in my body. That's something I train for. I want to train for. It excites me. It gives me the motivation to go to the gym or go for a run or go outside in the grass or do any sort of flowing motions and movements or whatever it may be. And so all that to be said, after it happened, I stopped. So whoa, I fell off. I felt the tenderness in my leg. Did not start swelling up, no black and blue, not even redness, but it was definitely tender in certain parts. Now, a lot of adrenaline. I felt a lot of adrenaline. And I was like, you know what? I feel this. I just want to walk a little bit, see how it feels. And as I started walking, I was pushing and feeling my feet. And, I didn't want to roll into it. I wasn't trying to force myself to roll. I was just being very gentle. And I just kept doing that, creating a lot of pressure and bouncing. And my point is I was able to finish what I was set out to do, keeping myself fully intact, fully in mind of how do I feel? If at any point it says no, I'm coming back. And I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to overdo it. And being able to do what I did, go and have that experience, go and train, do everything the sprints that I was planning to do on the hill near my house, come home, gently move through it, walk away with nothing but a little bit of soreness and things that I was able to move through and get blood flow to the area after a couple of days and never really have anything severe. That was a beautiful win for me because it was letting me know a couple layers, being able to reflect on it. When we have these injuries, they're giving us a communication. It wasn't just, hey, I rolled my ankle and I sprained it. Well, what was happening at that time? I was going for a run. And this is what happens is people will tell me stories. Oh, yeah, I was going to run, I rolled my ankle. And yes, on the surface, that's essentially what happened. But when you allow yourself to be in it and you really see what was the lesson that needed to be learned, which every time there's going to be something. And sometimes it's maybe clear, some days it's not. You're like, what's the lesson? Dude, you rolled your ankle. What it taught me is I need to pay attention, plain as day. You are so worried about what song you need that you weren't focused on the thing you were doing, and that is knowing what's in front of you. And I'm not saying we have to make something out of this in the sense of like, oh, this is a reflection of your life. Maybe. But in that moment, you're asking your body to do something. You took away the sense of seeing something. You weren't paying attention and you rolled your ankle. So what has it taught me? Right? And this is the beauty of these injuries. It's giving us a chance to hopefully learn something. Hey, I should probably keep my eyes on what I'm doing. And if I'm going to change a song, I need to make damn well sure that I'm in a spot or I've stopped or I've whatever I needed to in order to do what I need to do and then continue on. Because if I don't and I keep trying to do that, that might happen again. It could very well happen anytime. But that lack of awareness under those movement and that stress, my body was in a spot that, hey, you need to pay attention. And I heard it loud and clear. And guess what? The next time I went running, because I went for another run right past that part, even during the middle of the day, you best believe I was looking down at the ground. Okay, there it is. Cool. I see it. I'm present with it. I'm aware of it. I'm in my body under this stress. And this is the beauty of looking at injuries or discomforts or any sort of aches and pains is an opportunity to learn and to hopefully see the wins that can come from it. Because if you go through it and you can be reflective on experiences, you can start to maybe recognize, okay, I know why this happened, or I can see. Because what happens when we have injuries, disease, or anything? We want answers. We always want answers. And if we think we already know it, then we don't seek anything. We're like, all right, I already know, so I don't need to harp on it. And it's not about harping. It really isn't. It's really just about recognizing the lessons that can be learned. And someone might say, there is no lesson for me. Okay, that's fine. You might not see it as a lesson. I will say the amount of times I've done this and I've worked with people, and a lot of people say I don't see a lesson, and then they dive a little bit more and they reflect and they go through it. They go, hey, maybe there is something here. And that's all we're trying to do. My job and my goal with all of you, but for myself, first and foremost, is how can I be more present with myself? How can I listen to my body more and more each and every time? And I'm not perfect at it. I still have these moments. And that's the beauty of life is when we train and we actually looking at training, the goal isn't just if I just get over here, everything will be fine. No, it's an everyday experience. But as you go through the everyday experience and you're always learning, you're always training, you're always giving yourself, it's not a chore. It's not like I have to do this to just to get to here. Sometimes we have to at points, but that's not the constant in our life. Hopefully, that's not the constant where it's like, I just need to get here. Because every time we just need to get here, if we don't get here the way we think we need to get here, then it's going, I failed. I never did anything. I'm not good enough. Well, I didn't do this. And this goes back to people taking the wins of life. If you always think that everything has to be over here rather than being in it here, you're never going to see the journey. You're never going to see what you've accomplished at this point in the journey compared to here. And every time you get to here, it's always going to be something else. So when we can go for a run where I'm rolling my ankle and I see the win, my goal, my objective, I'm just trying to give permission to embrace that moment. And these moments are going, these are beautiful moments. It wasn't, oh, I had, yeah, there's this, but then this is where the focus is. It's the run. No, that is what set up the success of the run. Why do I feel that way? Is because guess how much more present I got in leading into that run that I was trying to do. You damn well believe I was way more present. And guess what? My adrenaline was up, so I had the energy. I did not force it, right? So these are the types of things of being able to have these experiences. People can say, Pat, I have all these injuries. How do you expect me to be happy? How do you expect me to enjoy it? I'm not saying you have to love it. I'm saying we have to learn how to embrace it because it's not going anywhere, right? Just like if you got, tax season, it ain't going anywhere. Some people go, well, I don't do taxes, or I know this. Fine. That works too. I get that world happens. But there's always a decision that has to be made. Something has to happen. If we try to prolong something and procrastinate it or act like it's not happening or beat around the bush or try to side skirt things, it will always need to be addressed at some point. So I'm not saying we have to love these things. It has to be embraced. Because if we can embrace it and bring that into whatever ache and pain, we'll be able to hopefully be more present, be able to listen to it more, be able to move through it, experience it with a little bit more gentleness and then from there, see where it takes us. Can I do this? Can I do this? And even if it's little progressions, hopefully we can go, that's a win. I'm glad I can do that. Hey, my knee has been banged up for years. Can't really sit up and stand without it being in super pain. Hey, you just found a way to get up slowly without pain. Wow, what did that teach you? Man, this is teaching me how much pressure I put on my heels to try to stand up. This is just an example. What did you do differently this time? I didn't put as much pressure on my heels. That's a huge win. What we hopefully are aiming for is that type of mindset to be able to see that as a win rather than like, yeah, I got up, but like I'm not running. Okay, but that you weren't running before. We need to address this. This is where we need to embrace. Yeah, that's fine, but like I want to do this. So I'm not happy till I get there. That's the whole, everything's over there. So all that to be said, I hope my little experience, my circumstance, my win, hopefully allows you all to see that one, again, I'm no different. I'm not going to pretend I am. I'm not going to speak in a way that I am. I'm just trying to take the things I'm learning and hopefully be able to communicate them and get them across to you all to hopefully then say, hey, how can I do this in my own life? How can I see the benefits? How can I see the win? Pat, I'm in all this pain, but more recently, whatever, whether it's me or somewhere else that you're getting in stuff, you might be like, hey, I found motivation for the first time, or in a long time, I'm finding motivation again. This feels good. Well, what caused that? Well, I've been in so much pain, I want to make a change and I'm ready to really commit to something. That's a win. That, in my opinion, that's a win. Yes, it might have been in a path we didn't want to go, or we're not feeling good at that moment, but at the very least, it's going recognizing and embracing, I let this pain that I'm feeling tell me what we need to do, and I'm willing to do that, and I'm ready. And for that, I would say those types of things are wins. So if you're someone who's experienced this, or you know someone who's experiencing all these, trying to help guide through the wins, help guide through the embracing the pain in a way where we can then learn from it, grow from it, make necessary adjustments and changes to those communications of pain. So anyway, I hope this story helped. Thank you for listening. You can find more of these in all of our classes and everything else that we provide at newbiologyclinic.com. And I hope to see you all there. All right. Thanks, everyone.